Hello, welcome to this week's episode of the Lost Tapes Review. I am Matthew Salzer, your host, and this week we will be going over Season 1 of this TV show Lost Tapes. If you don't know about Lost Tapes, feel free to check out the first episode reviewing the series overall. The first season was very much an experimental season. There were actually several different formats done. It had more of a mysterious format rather than the horror format that the series would be more well known for in subsequent seasons. While there were episodes that would very much show the format that it was known for, lost tapes of encounters with cryptids, there were episodes that had a variation of footage along with reports that were posted by people. Again, these were not as common, and as I said, after this season, that format would be completely abandoned. This season was also the longest in terms of number of episodes. It had 14 total episodes. Some well-known cryptids included the Chupacabra, the Bigfoot, and the Mothman. They also had several different variations of well-known creatures. Bobo of Monterey Bay is a variation of Nessie is thought to be being a plesiosaur. There was the Honey Island Scamp Monster, which is thought to be a variation of Bigfoot, though this was a completely different species entirely. There's the Owlman, which is a variation of the Mothman. There was a snake called the Megaconda, which was supposed to be a giant anaconda and is thought to have existed. Again, this is a variation of the thought that some creatures that existed in the past may indeed still be alive. Along that line, there was also the Mongolian deathworm, thought to inhabit the deserts of Mongolia. A variation of the mythical sirens called the Oletian. You also had a venture into Native American folklore, which would also be later other episodes. The creatures in question this season were the Thunderbird and the Skinwalker, and there was even a supernatural episode, the season finale, which had the Hellhound. As I mentioned before, the seasons vary in terms of atmosphere. This was the only one that had, as I said, a more mysterious feel to it. And as with season 2, this season had a complete anthology series with no connection between episodes. There was no mention of anything with regards to anything in the previous continuity. They were all pretty much self-contained. Now, whether they existed in the same universe is another question entirely, as that was addressed. Of note is that there was an episode called the Oklahoma Octopus, which covered the idea that there may indeed be octopi living in the freshwater lakes of Oklahoma. Now, as I mentioned in my last episode, the production was rather cheaply done. There's actually background shots of what is clearly Southern California standing in for Midwestern areas, and as I mentioned before, this is because of a low budget, and also, as I mentioned before, examples of the Jaws effect and cheap CGI are used to cover for the fact that there was not a good effort done in terms of the special effects. However, as I said, for a few episodes, it actually works pretty well. Look at the Chupacabra episode, the season premiere, and there's parts of it that are pretty good, though as I mentioned as well, the acting is all over the place. As I said in the last episode as well, it's inconsistent at best. Some episodes are good, some are not. Whichever ones you like, you have to watch for interpretation. Of note, all episodes are available on Animal Planet right now. I want to thank you all for watching, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below what you want me to post next. I will be continuing seasons 2 and 3 the week after and on Halloween specifically. Be sure to follow in my social media links below, and I will see you next time.